My name is Phil Lewis. I'm the Executive Director of the Missouri Association of Secondary School Principals. Today is April 7th, 2016. I'd like to start today with a quote from one of the Final Four coaches, Frank Martin. He coaches at South Carolina. When asked about the pressure of coaching in the Final Four, he said, "I used to be a math teacher. 35 students, 24 desks, 14 textbooks, and 180 days. Now that's pressure. This is nothing." Yes, education is full of pressure, and so is your job. March Madness is over, and April anxiety is underway. For a high school principal, the next 6 weeks are full of fretful days and nights. There's only a few things on your plate, right? I have to hire some teachers. What about prom? ACT tests? Who's not going to graduate? Are we ready for graduation? What's the schedule for next year look like? When are the handbook changes due? What about all these rainouts, and what kind of impact is that going to have on the schedule for the rest of the year? Are the AP test locations ready, arranged, time set, monitors there? What about the budget, supplies, textbooks, equipments? And yes, there's more. All kinds of things are rolling around inside your head. Please, not one more thing. But there will be a few more bombshells dropped into your lap, and you will handle them because you are the principal of the thing. Mental health issues. As we travel the state, we know that mental health issues keep popping up at schools of all sizes, from the cities to the suburbs to the rural areas. We need to continue to look at ways to help our schools handle those mental health issues and get students the help that they need. We're involved in a committee or two right now, and we'll keep you posted what kinds of things we're going to be able to get to you to help you with those mental health issues. There's a nice list of what strong leaders do in this week's update. You might take a peek at it. There's 10 things, and if you click on the link, it'll take you to a better explanation of those 10 things that strong leaders do. April and May are hurry-up months for legislators. We watch closely because good bills often become vehicles for amendments that aren't quite as good. If something gets hung up in a committee or something doesn't have enough oomph to get passed in the legislators, they may tack it on as a bill goes through the process and hits the floor, so we want to continue to watch those things. A couple of bills that are out there that we don't particularly like. One is Senate Bill 32. We think that it is dead, but it may raise its head back up, and the other is Senate Bill 313. Both of these bills are voucher bills. We don't particularly care for either one of them. The second one is more likely to pass, which is Senate Bill 313 with Koenig. It still remains as a voucher bill, but it is disguised as something that's going to help foster students and special needs students. What you don't realize, or what many people don't realize, is it takes into consideration 504 students, and we know how many of those students could possibly pop up. It could be and reach as many as 40% of the public school students. There are some other things in that bill that we don't necessarily like either. So take a look at this week's update, and you might want to get a hold of your legislators to see what kinds of things they can do to stop or adjust this bill so that it doesn't have any impact on us. There's also some links to charter schools so that you can learn a little bit more about that in this week's update. Digital leaders. Are you a good digital leader, or do you know a good digital leader? The application to the NASSP Digital Principal of the Year is available on this week's update. The link will take you to what the digital principal position should look like for the application. Be reminded that David Guerin, principal of Bolivar High School, was one of 3 selected last year in the nation. We're proud of that. Maybe we can get back-to-back digital principals of the year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great week last week, and you're going to have an even better week next week, because it really is the principle of the thing.